The state meet record is 9:36.45. Girls 3,000. Olivia's older sister, Sarah Sargent, ran 9:49. That's within grasp if she really moves. It's just whether or not is she going to run conservative because she has the 4x8 in 40 minutes, or is she going to go out and run the way we saw her run at the mile. Everything that says right now, hip 2 on the outside towards the middle of the pack, says she's going to kind of bide her time over this first mile. Out in front right now, which is not uncommon to see from the girls 3,000 and the boys 3,000, is the 11 seed, hip 11, Julia Kuzer, Seneca Valley. She's currently leading through 300 meters. Correction, hip 1, that's Madeline Davison, North Allegheny, the top seed. She is leading through, and roughly a very quick pace, 74 seconds through 400 meters. To say that this is out quickly and why the field is strung out is putting it mildly. After seeing that 400 split, it's no surprise that Olivia Sargent is biding her time back and forth. So, as we are still out there, that's Madeline Davison, North Allegheny, U.S. number 2 at this distance, currently leading. We're coming up on 3 laps, 12 laps to go in this 3,000 meter run. 1, 3, 8, 2 are your hip numbers. Davison, Klahane, Abdallah from Vincenzian Academy, and Sargent round out your top 4. .700 meters down, 2,300 to go. The pack is exceptionally strung out. Davison is not waiting at all. She is definitely going after this meet. She wants to put her stamp on this before the Nationals 2 weeks from now. Still on an insanely fast pace, just under 2:30 at 800 meters for 3,000. I mean, these ladies are on pace to go under 9:40.
This is what the 3,000 has become at our state championship the last 4 years. Just gone in at the front. Davison and Klahane are absolutely fresh for this race. Davison ran her 9:54 by herself about a month and a half ago. Klahane ran her 9:59.40 on this very track. She had competition for 12 laps and then broke away for the last 3.
Well, this is what the distance runners just strive for. I mean, any athlete does, but the distance runners, due to the duration of these races, they need the support of the competition around them more than the sprinters do to a degree. Sprinters are just tailor-made on nerves and energy, and if they see people around them, the energy and just presence gets them. But throughout the grueling distance of the 3K, they need the continuity, they need the closeness and the proximity of their competitors to really push them through, and that's what's happening right here with Davison. Davison's there. Klahane, Maddie Klahane of Cumberland Valley is very calmly tucked into second, and Sargent is tracking them in third at a very comfortable distance. So we have U.S. number 2, U.S. number 5, and U.S. number 4. 3:48 at 3/4 of a mile. I mean, we are still on just over 5 minutes, 1,600 pace for a 3K.
You know, there was a time in this state where at our state championship we only had about 2 or 3 girls who broke 10 minutes over a long period of time. And then we had the one race in 2013 where we had 4 breaking in 2012 we had 4 breaking in the same race. 2013 we had 3 more. So it's just starting to become a habit now to have at least 2 or 3 girls a year breaking 10 minutes in this race.
Yeah, I mean, with 3 girls here and 3 in the top 5 in the country to this point at this distance, it's just saying a lot. Madeline Davison is proving how she is number 2 in the country right now. You can tell she's moving, but she looks so within herself. She looks so controlled. Maddie Klahane almost looks a little too controlled. You start getting, it's very early on, but you have to start wondering, when is it going to, am I losing too much contact right now? You're wondering when she's going to make that surge to try and cover this gap that Davison has opened up of 5 meters. We're coming up on the little past halfway right now. This is the 1,600 meters coming up right now. 5:06 at 1,600. These girls are well under 10. They're under 9:50 pace right now, and 9:36 is the state meet record. These are some very fast times, and Davison is just showing that she is in prime form and ready to go. She has opened up the field, and when you take into consideration once again that she is gapping U.S. number 4 and U.S. number 5, you know she's ready to roll.
Absolutely, and just this is starting to turn into a little bit of a runaway here. She's starting to create a nice little gap with 6 laps to go, and since she's run her seasonal best by herself, she's in very comfortable territory.
Season best, she's doing it basically unencumbered and all by herself. In the chase pack, Hannah Malloy of Pennsbury has moved up into 4th, so Pennsbury currently running 3-4.
Yes,
if they have any chance of getting back up into the podium, I don't know if we can still talk about them as far as them versus Cheltenham for the team title, but they still want a shot at the podium. They need these points from these 2 runners. 6 in a 3rd and a 4th, that could give them the solid 10 that they might need.
Yeah. They're going right back in the hunt.
1,000 meters to go. 6:27 roughly at 2/3 of the way through the race. She maintains this pace, and you're looking at somewhere under 9:50 right now. It should be mentioned that the top time in the country right now is 9:53.16, so we're on pace for a U.S. number 1 3K right now.
She's looking very strong at the more with 800 to go, but she keeps looking around.
Davison is looking around, wondering where the competition is, thinking that she should be challenged more than this. I'm not sure she realizes just how quickly she's actually moving right now.
She's just in the best form right now.
Maddie Clahane is running very, very nicely. Olivia Sargent is obviously just kind of running controlled, and you wonder if she's actually trying to help her teammate Hannah Malloy come back up to her so they can run together. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in about a little bit more than a lap, little less than a lap, when Hannah comes up on her teammate. Will they work together and start to charge?
Absolutely. I think with Sargent, all the energy she's put into the mile, she needs a little bit of a boost. She needs Malloy to kind of help her finish this race.
When someone of Olivia Sargent's stature all of a sudden comes up, not on someone, but on one of her own teammates,
yes,
it's kind of an eye-opening experience.
But it's very helpful. A lot of teams would kill to have somebody there to help them out through the tough part of the race.
Absolutely. But let's get back out in front here. Madeline Davison of North Allegheny is just putting her stamp on this race and this meet. She is flying right now. We're coming up on 400 meters to go. She's going to be there in under 8:30. So we are looking at, if she runs under 80, she's going to go under 8:28 with 400 to go. She runs under 80 seconds, and she's under 9:50, which is U.S. number 1 by over 4 seconds.
Well, the advantage she has right now is she's chasing some of the lapped runners, but she continues to look around and see where everybody is.
In the back, Olivia Sargent has been passed by her teammate, Hannah Malloy. And Hannah Malloy is trying very, very hard to run down Maddie Clahane of Cumberland Valley. That would be a huge 2 extra points for Pennsbury. So they'll keep an eye on that as we go. But here we are coming up at the bell. 9:09 with 200 meters to go for Madeline Davison. She is in prime form. You can see her really trying to work. Entering the backstretch, she's got 2 runners about a half a straightaway in front of her that she's trying to lap. That's a great target to help push her through this last 100 meters. 9:28 at 100 meters to go. On the backstretch, we're going to keep our eye on that.
Malloy's
Hannah
making a move for
Malloy
second.
running a great race with 100 meters to go, challenging for second.
But here comes our champion.
Here comes the champion on the home stretch. 20 meters to go. Madeline Davison under 9:50. U.S. number 1. Maddie Clahane wakes up, realizes that she has to hold her off. Pennsbury goes 3-4. But Madeline Davison, 9:47.93, U.S. number 1. Maddie Klahane, Cumberland, 9:55.57. That is U.S. number 3.
She takes her number 1 spot back that she had lost.
Malloy goes at 9:56.20, comes out of nowhere and makes herself U.S. number 4, actually in front of her stellar teammate, Olivia Sargent.
So Pennsylvania has 4 of the top 5 girls in the 3,000 meter run. Unbelievable.
4 of the top 5 girls in the new and 4 of the top 5 girls in the 3K in the
Eighth
nation.
place was
The
10,
only
20.
person breaking them up is a New York girl, Bella Burlington from Arlington.
The top 7 were all under 10-12, which puts them all inside the top 16 in the country. All
that
7.
might be one of the deepest 3K races that I've ever witnessed.
It took 10:25 to make it here. So, and for the top 7 to run 10:11 or faster and make the top 16 is absolutely phenomenal. What an unbelievable performance.
And now it's coming up on the
around.
boys. And here we go on the boys.